This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
It's precisely 1:15. This is the news on Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. News is edited by Catherine Pereira. News is read by Sabrina Zawahir. First, the headlines. The Sri Lankan government conveys its well wishes to the newly elected US President and the Vice President. The airport opens today and commercial flights arrived in the country. High Court Judge Gihan Pilapitiya reassumes duties. 55,189 COVID-infected persons have been reported from the country. The Navy implements an extensive program to prevent the arrival of drugs and illegal goods to the country by sea and land. And in world news, the US President sets to work on reversing Trump policies with executive orders. Now the local news in detail. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has offered well wishes to his new US counterpart, Joe Biden, and Vice President Kamala Harris on their inauguration. Responding to his official Twitter account, the president said the government of Sri Lanka looks forward to working together with the US towards a mutually beneficial and stronger bilateral relationship. In the meantime, Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa also extended well wishes to the newly sworn-in US leaders through a tweet. He conveyed his congratulations to newly elect US President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris on the assumption of office. He further stated that Sri Lankan government is looking forward to working together with them to further strengthen the ties between the two nations. Chairman of the Airport and Aviation Services, Major General G.H. Chandrasiri, said that the Katunayake Airport and the Matala International Airport have been fully opened from today. He said 17 foreign flights will arrive in the country today. The first commercial flight arrived at the Bandaranayake International Airport this morning, carrying 55 passengers from Oman. Judicial Services Commission Council says that the former High Court Judge, Gihan Pilapitiya, who was suspended from duties, has been reassumed under an investigation. He was suspended from duties on the 21st January last year due to the incident of having a controversial telephone dialogue with Ranjan Ramanayake, who is currently imprisoned under the recommendation of Judicial Commission. Former Judge Gihan Pilapitiya has submitted a writ application on 19 February last year requesting to prevent the interim order to take him into custody. This news is brought to you by Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
HDFC Smart Goals. All it takes is 3 years.
Continuing local news, the Epidemiology Unit of the Health Ministry says 55,189 COVID-infected persons have been reported from the country. Out of this number, 47,215 persons have been recovered. 274 COVID deaths were reported from the country. 7,700 persons are receiving treatment at hospitals. The Navy says that an extensive program has been implemented to prevent the arrival of drugs and illegal goods to the country by sea and land. Navy media spokesman Captain Indika De Silva told the SLBC that around 1,900 kilograms of drugs have been taken into custody last year. There were 1,027 kilograms of ice drugs among it. He said 223 persons have been taken into custody relating to the drug deals. He also stated that 226 persons were arrested with the possession of more than 5,000 kilos of Kerala ganja. The Kandurata survey of the SLBC has begun and 1-hour program in the English medium as the name of Candy Classic FM from today. The first program was broadcast at 11 to 12 noon today through the Kanduratha Sevaya. Chairman of the SLBC, Visharada Jagat Wickramasinghe, said that this program will be more important for the school children as well as the elders. This program will also be broadcast through regional service in future as well. This program will be implemented to propagate the English language under the Saubhagya Dakma program. With that, we conclude the local news. The main news story follows.
Darling, our daughter has top O-level results. Do you know what this means?
Yes, just 3 years and she'll be going abroad for her degree.
For which we'll need a bank loan.
But is a normal loan the smartest option?
What else?
The smartest way is to start an HDFC Smart Goals account.
Let your child begin their degree with no delays. Start an HDFC Smart Goals account. Call 2356 888.
Honey, you're so smart.
HDFC Smart Goals. All it takes is 3 years.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Vedha Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedha Mahatmya.
Chairman of the State Pharmaceutical Corporation, Specialist Dr. Prasanna Gunasena, said that a program has been implemented to distribute medicinal items for the betterment of the people in rural areas. Accordingly, the distribution process will be carried out up to the doorstep to the purchaser during next few years after appointing an agent to their areas. He made these remarks participating at the Subharati program of the SLBC. That came to you in our main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedha Mahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
In Watchlight, the National Water Supply and Drainage Board says an 8-hour suspension of the water supply will be experienced in certain parts of Panadura from tonight. The water cut is set to commence at 8 p.m. tonight and continue until 4 a.m. tomorrow morning. Accordingly, the water supply to the Pradeshya Sabha limits will be suspended during that period except for the municipal council areas and Keselwata, where water is distributed through the Panadura water supply scheme. That came to you in Watchlight. A bulletin of world news follows.
World News, brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always.
All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
The headlines of the world news. The US president sets to work on reversing Trump policies with executive orders. Kamala Harris becomes the first female, first black and first Asian American VP. Japanese Prime Minister to work with Biden for stronger alliance. Now the world news in detail. US President Joe Biden has begun to undo some of Donald Trump's key policies hours after being sworn in. There is no time to waste when it comes to tackling the crisis we face, he tweeted as he headed to the White House following his inauguration. President Biden signed 15 executive orders, firstly to boost the federal response to the coronavirus crisis. Other orders reverse the Trump administration's stance on climate change and immigration. Mr. Biden set to work at the Oval Office, having been sworn in earlier on Wednesday as the 46th President of the United States. Kamala Harris has made history as the first female, first black, and first Asian American U.S. Vice President. She was sworn in just before Joe Biden took the oath of office to become the 46th U.S. President. Ms. Harris, who is of Indian-Jamaican heritage, initially ran for the Democratic nomination. But Mr. Biden won the race and chose Ms. Harris as his running mate, describing her as a fearless fighter for the little guy. Prior to taking the oath at the U.S. Capitol, Ms. Harris paid tribute to the women who she says came before her. Japanese Prime Minister Suga Yoshihide says he looks forward to working closely with the new President of the United States on global issues to make the Japan-US alliance stronger. Suga spoke to reporters today and commented on the inauguration of President Joe Biden. Suga congratulated Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris on taking office. He said he felt Biden's inaugural address calling for unity, which sent a very powerful message. With that, we conclude the world news, and prior to concluding, the headlines of the world news once again. The U.S. president sets to work on reversing Trump policies with executive orders. Kamala Harris becomes first female, first black, and first Asian American VP. Japanese Prime Minister to work with Biden for stronger alliance. With that, we conclude the foreign news. Next up is the development news.
World News. Brought to you by courtesy of...
From the first step you take till the time we meet, the trusted leader prioritizes you always.
All you need under one roof. People's Leasing, the trusted leader.
In development news, the Ceylon Electricity Board has implemented a program to improve electricity supply network under the aid of Asian Development Board. The aim of this project is to enhance the confidence of supplying of electricity. It is also expected to establish renewable energy network with the use of energy resources in the areas of Nagadeepa, Dwelf Island and in Anlathiv Islands. That ends development news. Next up is sports news. Taking a look at the sports news, the Super League football tournament for both professionals and amateur players will kick off next month at the Sugatadasa Stadium in Colombo. The architect behind the concept of this event, Sports Minister Namal Rajapaksa, spoke to the participating 10 clubs and their representatives online with the Football Federation officials, including the President and the General Secretary, along with Dr. Lal Ekanayaka from the Sports Medicine Unit over Zoom technology yesterday. The Minister of Sports said it is very important to resume a professional competition structure in the country if we are to strengthen our national football team and improve its world ranking. Hence, the Super League is the right start for this purpose. That was sports news. The business news follows. And in business news, Ceylon Petroleum Corporation has saved $300 million in foreign exchange for the year 2020, CPC Chairman Sumit Vijay Singha told the Parliament Committee on Public Enterprises recently. He stated that the government was able to take advantage of this due to the fall in the price of a barrel of crude oil last year and several other reasons. That ends business news.
Economic news, courtesy of
Business deals now easy. It just takes a few taps only. Anytime, get it done, all connected. Best discounts with real time. LOLC Real Time. Now download LOLC Finance Real Time app for your LOLC savings account. Attractive interest rates, transactions anytime, anywhere with a zero cost and more benefits.
GRI broke ground and laid the foundation stone for the second phase of a $100 million tire plant project with a new manufacturing facility in Badalgama to expand its specialty tire production capabilities to meet growing global demand for its products. This new factory is the next phase of GRI's rapid expansion currently underway, including the new mixing facility, and will total the overall investment to $100 million. That ends economic news.
Hello, Puta. Did you land already?
We're in transit and our flight got delayed.
How is Shani? Poor thing with her pregnancy.
Calm down, everything is sorted. Why, I have my LOLC World Card with me. We are at the VIP lounge.
LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
Finally, it's a look at the weather report. The Met Department says a few showers will occur in north central, eastern and over provinces. Showers or thunder showers will occur at a few places in the Sabaragamo province and in Kalutara, Gaul and Mathura districts after 2 p.m. That was the weather report, and prior to concluding this bulletin of news, the headlines once again. The Sri Lankan government conveys its well wishes to the newly elected US President and the Vice President. The airport opens today and commercial flights arrived in the country. High Court Judge Gihan Pilapitiya reassumes duties. 55,189 COVID-infected persons have been reported from the country. The Navy implements an extensive program to prevent the arrival of drugs and illegal goods to the country by sea and land. With that, we conclude the news, and over to my friend and certainly yours as well, who's all geared up to keep you entertained with a wonderful collection of music indeed. Over to you, Niranjan.